Hi, my name is Alexis Schomer, and I will be presenting deliverable number 6 from Managerial Economics. I will be giving an overview of this presentation, and then I will be discussing production costs to include total cost curves and average and marginal cost curves. Then I will be discussing profit maximization and showing a graph. Finally, I will give my recommendation and summary. During this presentation, I will closely discuss profit maximization to include a price and quantity of profit maximization, and then I will also be showing various cost curves, data tables, and equations used in calculations. Table 1 shows the production costs for oil company X to include fixed, variable, and total costs, average fixed, average variable costs, and marginal costs, as well as a profit and loss section. Table number 2 shows how the costs were calculated with the equations for each production cost. The first graph shows the total cost curve. Fixed costs are the flat curve on the bottom, variable costs are the middle curve, and the total cost is the sum of the two as the highest curve in this graph. In this graph, we can see cost per quantity. This curve shows marginal and average cost curves. The bottom curve is going to be the average fixed cost. This decreases with the higher quantity. Average variable cost is the next curve, and then total average cost will be the sum of the two just above the average variable cost curve. The marginal costs are depicted as the highest grade curve on this graph. Profit maximization is the point where marginal costs are going to equal marginal revenue. At this point, profits are at their maximum point, and this point is found in Table 1. This final graph shows the profit maximization point. The downward sloping curve is our marginal revenue, and the upward sloping curve is our marginal costs. The point where the two intersect is the profit maximization point. This point is at 5 units, and marginal revenue and marginal costs are at $1.73 for profit maximization. So in other words, our equilibrium price is $1.73, and our equilibrium quantity is $5. After this profit maximization point is reached, in the graph you can see that costs continue to go up and revenues continue to go down. To summarize, I talked about production costs to include total cost curves and average and marginal cost curves. I also talked about profit maximization, and I showed a graph of the profit maximization point. My recommendation is to not proceed with the construction of the pipeline, because after you succeed the point in which you are maximizing profits, you are substantially losing money, as we saw in our profit maximization curve. The reference that I used was Managerial Economics and Strategy textbook.